Hello, Clara.
Hi, Doug.
So I just saw you last week at the amazing PoshFest.
Wasn't that incredible? The team list perfectly, directors, myself, and then we have an incredible young team, and then we had some people with incredible experience. What an event for list perfectly, but hold the press, okay? Because wow, Poshmark, okay? We're gonna be talking about so much going on with Poshmark. Doug, I don't know where to start. Where do we start this?
Well, it was it was an amazing event. My first Posh Fest, technically my first Posh event overall. I did a couple online ones,
Uh-huh.
but I have a ton of notes from that. But like you said, there's hot off the presses breaking news. So I'd love to bounce some thoughts off you on this.
All right, let's do this. Let's dive in, right?
All right, let's dive right in. So, if you haven't heard, and hopefully by now that you have, a company out of Korea called Naver has bought Poshmark.
That is,
So it's amazing, and I think I've read about it. I think it's going to be a really good. I think it's going to be a really good thing in the long run.
yeah,
Main thing is they're not changing the leadership.
yeah,
That's always good. They're not changing the location.
yeah,
There's no mention of layoffs or anything like that. But
yeah.
there's a lot coming to the table with this company, Naver, that I hadn't heard of before this. But
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. And so they're combined. So Naver is going to combine some of its existing things that they have with Poshmark and grow Poshmark. So one of the
Incredible.
big things is Naver has existing communities that they're going to integrate with Poshmark.
Yeah, that just I did not see this one coming. In fact, did you see this one coming, or did you have any let's say suspicions that maybe Poshmark was going to be acquired or merging with some another entity?
I had no inkling of acquisition, but and we'll talk about this later, but stuff like Posh Live and some of the things that Manish said on stage really is leaning towards the platform being integrated with a community, which
Yes.
is the future of e-commerce.
Absolutely. And so Naver bought Poshmark $1.2 billion in cash. So incredible. I'm in shock, you know. So one of the things that you were saying, you were talking about combining Naver with their already existing solutions. And one of them, you said that was going to be integrating with an existing community. And I know you know the name of this community. What is it called, Doug?
Naver Cafe.
And
So
what is that?
it's an online forum. So it's going to be online message boards, things like that. And something like that's actually a pretty common component to a community. You'll see that in our Facebook group, but there's a lot more that can be added to a community as well. A lot of like live interaction opportunities, things like that. But this is exciting. It's a good move in the right direction.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to say, first of all, congratulations to Manish and Tracy. I have never met, I hope I'm not mispronouncing, Gautam and Cheatham. I never met them, but incredible. Congratulations. This is a big recognition to any of us that are entrepreneurs, especially when you know that Manish started this with the other co-founders in Manish's garage with the
Mhm.
proceed that he got from another successful company that he was able to make again, in great business. So that's just very inspiring to know, that you can go from there. It's the American dream, right?
Yeah, and you'll hear about so many huge companies were literally started in a garage, and it's just you got to do it. Just do it. Everything was started with an idea, and you just got to do it.
I love it. Yes, Windows, Google, so
Yeah,
many
Mi-
companies, right? And list
Microsoft
perfectly, list perfectly. We
perfectly.
didn't
Yeah,
literally coding in a garage, but you got to remember that the clothing vault was in a garage.
yeah,
Everything was in the garage. So, so
exactly.
congratulations to them. It was very inspiring to hear this news from Poshmark. So the good news is that I think that all the incredible features that we're going to be talking on this session. It's what made the investment of this company, the decision so wise. And the Poshmark team so humble because literally they were playing poker face in PoshFest, okay? And that year was no wonder Manish showed up, okay, the last day of Poshmark in the morning with golf shoes. And I was like, and I know
Mm.
Manish, and I know he's always working the floor and the crowd. He was not that he wasn't, okay. He was always being Manish and then so popular and social, but he was just incredibly relaxed and with the golf shoes, which they were beautiful. Hey, by all means, poshy, they're very classy, but his relaxation was like, this is interesting. Just I couldn't see it coming. And then just incredible. It was just so humbling for them to be all over there in the floor of the at the lobby and and the at the bar of the hotel all the time, mingling with resellers and talking with different people and always receiving feedback and asking, hey, what do you think about this feature? To have executives of Poshmark asking me what did I think about live shows, the Poshmark shows, okay, that's just incredible. And Secondhand Sunday, it's just those initiatives are just Posh Show and the Secondhand Sundays are just incredible. I'm so glad, and we're gonna get in detail what these two initiatives are, right, Doug?
Yeah, we definitely will. And like you said, it was great to see Manish and Tracy just and their CFO just at all the events the whole time, at the
Yes.
party the whole time. And I love accessible executives, accessible CEOs. So I think that's the smart way to go. And not
Uh-huh.
every company does that.
And can you believe their CFO, let's say hi to their CFO, Rodrigo, is from Brazil. So I was born literally eh, like I'm 45 minutes from Brazil, and then I'm 5 minutes from Paraguay. So it was Brazil is something I speak Portuguese. So it was, well, at this point it's Portuñol. Okay. We call it a mix of Portuguese with Espanol. We call it Portuñol. So, but it was just incredible, so humbling. I got to know him. I got to speak with him. He was so excited to meet the community and hear back. And that you could tell he was just, his eyes were like really big and so excited to hear the feedback and everybody being so happy at that event.
Definitely. And no, that accessibility is great. And he was a nice guy. But before we roll into that, let me bounce another couple things off you with this,
Okay.
what Naver is going to bring to the table. They're
Yeah.
going to help Poshmark improve search, which is a big deal, especially for Poshmark right now.
Okay.
They are going to help them with image recognition. And
Haha.
so they're going to add, which is going to be huge. They're going to add what's called discovery and recommendation services that are going to allow you to search by color, by designs, by materials, and then ads. Ads are part of the games. Some sellers don't like ads, but they help platforms grow. And
Yes,
then
yeah.
interestingly, Naver has an existing payment service, so it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see where that goes.
Exactly. And also, they were speaking about increasing Poshmark international exposure to different solid markets. So that's going to be big, okay, for their expansion. So I think they have a great growth plan. They've been really researching what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And well done, well done. And to see them now, I understand. Okay, the event was like and it was just incredible to see the team Poshmark just being so authentic, so humble.
Yeah.
So that was so it was on it really nurtured my soul. It was really good, Doug, for me, especially being an entrepreneur, bootstrap company that literally we didn't start it maybe in the garage, but it's kind of similar. So it's
Yeah.
exciting. That was an incredible experience, and congratulations, 80 million users for Poshmark. Go Poshmark.
Yeah, Poshmark's doing well, and like you said, everybody was available. Everybody was so helpful, and it was a very nurturing
Yeah.
environment. Great to have the whole, oh, not the whole, but a lot of the List Perfectly team there,
Yes.
and engaging with Poshmark and sellers,
Yep.
and
And learning. We
and
learned so
learning.
much. Oh wow, those there were some incredible. I have to say, there was a presentation about Google Shopping.
Oh
They
yeah,
made it incredible present. That was one of my favorites. And of course, Tracy speaking about data leverage. Okay, that was incredible. Tracy's is incredible.
yeah, that was great. And then sharing about community and the power of community, talking about that. That was a running theme. And then the data presentation was very deep, but data is important, and so many sellers don't use the data options they have. So it's always great to see those options that you have in platforms and
And
just
also
be aware of them.
the innovations that Poshmark introduced, okay, to their data analytics, okay, when it comes
Yeah,
to rendering, important data for us resellers to grow our businesses in the right direction, with the right category, with the right product, with the right pricing, with the right margins. So I really like to keep all the additional features they have included, and they have made downloading that data so easy
that's
into a
true.
CSV spreadsheet. So that was really good. Um,
Yeah, no, that's important. And what really stood out to me though was Manish's opening address. And he
oh,
started it with basically saying, "Hey, we are a community-based company. We're
yep,
with you. We're listening to you. I'm
yeah,
announcing that we heard your feedback on the algorithm change. We're going to roll it back."
yep.
And so that was a good move. That was, that was
It's just,
applauded.
remember the crowd on the it was just okay for those of you that were not there. It was just such an incredible celebration when Manish said that. So it was so welcome. But at the same time, one of the things that I really like about Poshmark before Manish even spoke is that they took into consideration that, unfortunately, due to the incredible weather out of control
Yeah.
in the East Coast, and what was going on, what started in Florida, or progressed, or I can't remember. It progressed to Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, then a
Yeah.
little Virginia, then went inland. It was just unpredictable. So, to those people, if you were affected and if you had no electricity, thank you for listening today. I know we were celebrating there, but we also were thinking of you, and really thinking and sending our most beautiful thoughts to you and your family, and hoping that everything was going to get restored. And then they made these available online on Poshmark YouTube channel, and it was going streamed live as Poshmark CEO was speaking, Manish Chandra. So I thought that was very nice that they improvised on that, or if they had planned it ahead, that was a great
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. And now we have a lot of seller friends in Florida that we checked on, kept an eye on, and
And
you know, it's tough. Those things happen, and we hope everybody's okay. Sending thoughts and prayers.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so I thought that that was a great move from Poshmark, making this available to be watched at any time, just in
mhm.
case you didn't have electricity or you
Yeah.
were just hiding. We had Donna, okay, she's an incredible director for a partner company. It's called WorthPoint, and they're incredible search company for values pricing, history of encyclopedia of knowledge. Okay, and
Yes,
Donna,
definitely.
I don't know if you saw on Facebook, but Donna was hiding on the bathroom of an Airbnb that lost the roof.
Oh, I did not.
Yes. So
Wow.
I'm so glad that she is safe. Okay, she was safe. So that was scary. So I just wanted to put this out there, that yes, you are in PoshFest, but you're not numb or not aware of what's going on with the nation. And it was unanimous that everybody was talking a little about it, and we all had someone that we knew and loved on that area.
Yeah. No, definitely in thoughts and minds, and still in thoughts and minds. Some other things that stood out from Manisha's
Uh-huh.
presentation, and it kind of tied into themes of the weekend, or the week, the
Yeah.
event, just a focus on people growing together with the platform, but a big, big focus. And he said the word secondhand many times.
Yes.
Secondhand today is mainstream. And I think that's true. I think that's true. Not just on Poshmark.
No, absolutely. So it's been, an increased, it's trending, a higher demand for secondhand, pre-owned, pre-loved, like I like to say,
Mhm.
clothing. That's my expertise, and that was nice that they were embracing the concept of sustainability. And Manish said many things that I embrace wholeheartedly, and that was okay to reduce fast fashion. He didn't say the word fast fashion, but he was talking about buying clothing, okay, that we can reuse several times, so we can reduce the carbon footprint of that clothing, and be more sustainable, and at the same time provide with incredible tools to the Poshmark community to keep growing this segment of e-commerce. That when I started doing this with Amanda, literally many years ago, we started together 13, but Amanda was doing this 17 years ago. People thought we were selling dirty clothing, and so
Yeah.
even me, I thought that that was not legal to do. Okay, if something had a hole, I thought that you couldn't sell it. So to see that now Poshmark is gonna be offering even a specialized solution for this, and it's called, guess what, it's called Secondhand Sunday. That doesn't mean that you can only sell pre-love stuff on Sunday. That means that it's going to be a day that is dedicated to support secondhand sellers, circular fashion, which is the opposite of fast fashion, okay, and support, okay, the planet. How do we do that? By being more sustainable and making better choices with what we wear constantly, or also the things that we have around the house, sheets, accessories, etc.
Definitely. And that's a great push. And I think it's going to help grow from there.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of goes with, another thing that Manish said is he said that Poshmark is all about connections and connecting people. And then
Yes.
he moved into the amazing Posh Shows and
Yes.
how that is new and still rolling out, but they
Oh,
showed some
wait, but I
examples.
couldn't. I have to say, as a CEO, okay, I have to say that I have to interrupt you there, because I love how he bragged how fast his tech team release the live stream, because that's what it is. Okay, it's a live
Yeah.
stream sales, that you can do. So I just, sorry, Doug, but I have to tell it to our audience, if you were not there, to see, they were humble all the time, but that was the one time, okay, that I could see Manish as really bragging and being so proud of the team that was able to pull the it's a beta by invitation only to
Yeah.
US only Poshmark sellers, and they're growing that invitation, or that segment of users for that feature daily. And it's currently being doing, it's not that it's gonna be implemented, it has been already implemented. So that was the one time I saw Manish bragging. So sorry, Daggy, go ahead, I
No,
got
no,
too
that's good.
excited. It was just too fun to see that.
I'd brag about it too. And I think it's a smart move. There's a like whatnot, Instagram sales, there's a lot of live selling items net live selling capabilities now. And I think it's a good move. It's going to grow. I talked to our friend Manal Saad. She was one of the people they
Yes,
reached out to, and she's an LP user. So she talked about that a little bit.
yes.
Um, and the interesting thing too, they said this a couple times. They Manish emphasized individuality, and he said,
Uh-huh.
"Emphasize, embrace your weirdness." So I thought
Yes.
that was interesting.
That was just incredible. And they even have like a display saying embrace your weirdness. And what he meant with that, to be more specific, is embrace your uniqueness, let it
Mhm.
out, don't copy others, be yourself. And I think one of the breakout sessions that I was that said something like, you take what is it, you learn and you absorb, okay, you get rid of what you don't need and what is not useful anymore, and then you incorporate once you make it yours. So I don't know, I think I heard, I'm pretty sure they said it in another, with more
Yeah.
eloquent words, but that's how I got it. And that was very inspiring to me, for us resellers to hear those words.
And yeah, and I think that's accurate, and I think it's really good to kind of individualize that concept with their sellers. One other thing he said that I thought was interesting, and I don't think he was saying
Uh-huh.
specifically other e-commerce platforms. I think he was referring to all different kinds of companies, all different kinds of platforms.
Yeah.
He said authenticity lacks in some platforms. And I think that's true right now in some of the social media platforms. And I think Poshmark is very, it's about connection, and they're trying to grow those capabilities. And
Uh-huh.
obviously it makes sense. They want everybody to come to Poshmark and do everything there to connect, to buy and sell.
You
And
are
but I
right.
just,
You are right. He did say in one of the workout sessions, they said, don't focus on brand, focus on style.
yeah.
So I think that they're trying to branch out of like, hey, you don't have to have Louis Vuitton, okay, or Tom Ford, okay, or whatever it is, okay, to
Mhm.
sell on Poshmark, okay. You don't, as long as it's a beautiful site. And I heard that consistently with the Google Shopper, amazing presentator, and I also heard it on a breakout session that resellers were chit chatting about what works best when it comes to sourcing and so forth.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, and like you said, some to a degree it's about brands, but you don't have to always have the high end brands. It's kind of like adapt to what's selling and what people are buying and what people are looking for.
Exactly.
You know, could be Target one day, or Costco, as I call them.
But no, like Y2K, okay, is something that is very popular right now, and especially also, I think it's a very strong keyword also in with the younger crowd, and of
Hmm.
course with the main audience. Poshmark targets a very wide audience, but I'm talking mainly is a younger audience sometimes, or an audience with a very refined taste that is looking for some specific style. And I think that explanation made it so clear for me, okay, to make them self-differentiated from just brand oriented.
And I love too that there were huge sellers there, but there were sellers of all levels. A lot of
Yes,
small, medium businesses, a lot of new sellers, and
yes,
Manish addressed that as well. He said, uh, "Reinvent. We want to reinvent the future of fashion together in your closet." I
yes.
like that a lot. That was great. And then the future of fashion is in your closet. So kind
That,
of tying back into secondhand and things like that.
yeah, that was very powerful when he said that, because as you know, Doug, I even have to dive into my closet, and I had some stuff from my mom that I have to sell in order to continue funding List Perfectly and all the other ventures that I was building. So I love that he said the future. Yes, it is absolutely right. The future is in your closet, and you gotta start there. It's in your home, it's in your closet, it's in things that you might think that is not that much worth it to you, but there you go. You can list it and sell it in Poshmark. That's, and then it's an incredible platform that makes it easy. They have a desktop application, they have a
Mhm.
mobile application. The mobile application, if you don't have any experience reselling, is the ones that I always recommend, because I have to say they have made the listing process very easy when it comes to mobile. Of course, hey, I love List Perfectly mobile, but I have to say they have made it very simple. So their listing form has inspired List Perfectly business plan. So that's where we got the inspiration from. And then when it comes to our more advanced plan, we got it inspired from eBay. So that's what we did. So I have to give the kudos to Poshmark. I love both applications, and they're very well maintained. And of course, last year they went through some hiccups, and that was amazing that Manish addressed it right away.
Right away. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's always good to listen to the feedback and make those adjustments, even a big one like that.
Yeah,
And in retrospect, we know now that this, the company acquiring them is also a big search company, so that might have maybe there was a little advice there,
of
but
course.
it's good to listen to your community always.
Always. And that's what Manish wanted to communicate, I think, with the audience. And he was very firm and adamant about it, that Postmark is a community oriented company and will continue to do so.
Definitely. And Yeah, no, that's just good to see. And I really love, I always love hearing terms like community and intersecting those concepts. And I think, again, community oriented e commerce platform, a
Yeah.
platform that incorporates with the community, that's the future, ties into social commerce, and that's where things are moving.
Yes, absolutely. No, and definitely, Poshmark is seeing the future by releasing Posh Shows. That just they had many. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting many things. Okay, but these were my favorites. In that's just the feature that is a great investment and for the community. Well done.
Definitely, definitely. And then we talked to a lot of sellers while we were there, and so we're going to include some clips later in the episode. But that was great to get that perspective and just again the different levels of people that sell and buy. I always try to include the buyers because a lot of people buy, sell,
Yeah.
and buy on Poshmark.
So my last PoshFest, Doug, was in 2019 when this perfectly was going viral. So at that time, I was not very, literally wasn't not even known in Poshmark.
Hmm.
I'm not a big seller because I've never been a Poshmark ambassador. In the back in the day when I tried to, 13 years ago when I tried to resell vintage in Poshmark, wasn't that good unless it was a particular brand and style, but it
Sure.
wasn't big for that audience. And to see that that has changed is like it makes me happy so happy. Well done. What a great um retargeting, and capture of a different segment for the Poshmark community.
And what I love too is in talking with a couple people, I think you and I actually also had this conversation. It was interesting to see versus the last Posh Fest, how
Yeah.
much more diverse the attendees were.
Yeah, I have to say, and to see, okay, so many men, okay, and
Yeah,
these are not just husbands, okay, because we have the posh habits, okay, we know
some of
that.
them. Yeah,
So, but this was incredible. So these are Poshmark sellers, okay, and then they had their own, like Manish said, their own uniqueness, their own particular touch, and that was really nice to see the diversity and a very, very, very different crowd, different ages, different races, different accents. Incredible the amount of people that I met, and then finally I get to meet him in person. So many people. Thanks, Manal, Nina. That was incredible. So many sellers. Oh my God, the link carried, in so many others. Okay, that it was just so nice to see our community, our Poshmark community, and these are people that I know for years. So
yeah.
incredible finally to catch up with them.
And I saw some, and obviously I come from eBay, so I have that experience. I saw some eBay sellers that I knew that also sell on Poshmark. That was great. But what surprised me too is the number of people that I talked to, that we talked to,
Yeah.
who, when you get down in the conversation a little bit, oh, you're from List Perfectly? I use List Perfectly. It's like, oh, okay. That was great.
It was very unanimous. It was really nice. It was very nice. I felt like a rock star, because two, three steps and someone is stopping me and asking, I list perfectly, thank you. So that was really nice. That was incredible. I felt very welcome. I didn't think we were that big in the Postmark community until you go there, because I think honestly, Doug is my own chip on my shoulder. I feel like I have cater a little more solutions with Amanda to eBay because that's our comfort zone.
Mhm.
So to get out of our comfort zone and have the whole list, part of the List Perfectly team going attending the event, so we can learn and understand um, more in a more advanced level. Poshmark tools, Poshmark community, Poshmark solutions. That was very enlightening. So I'm so excited as Team List Perfectly. And I did promise this to Tracy and Manish, on PoshFest 2022. I did promise them that we're coming with incredible solutions. We're going to help them with sharing tools that will not overload their server. And we're going to do it the least perfectly way. As always, making sure that we're about listing optimization. And that was something very big with Poshmark. So I'm so excited that we share so many things in common. Even though we might be a small business, Doug, least perfectly, but it's incredible that they inspire so much for us to keep growing at a healthy and in the right direction.
Definitely, definitely. And obviously compliance, which is important to you.
Absolutely, 100%.
And the same thing that you said
Oh,
is like,
speaking about compliance, speak about compliance. Me, I always have a magnet. I met the only reseller, okay? She's a full-time FBI agent. I have the
really?
most amazing conversation, okay? She is amazing, and she does Poshmark to unwind, to unplug. And
Oh, wow.
okay, so she has to do, and she enjoys it so much. Of course, I'm talking with her, and I told her, I took some training with an FBI agent here. I love it. I love that stuff. Of course, not training physical, it's
Yeah.
training, with the knowledge and the tools that they learn in the bureau. So that was I had the greatest conversation. I think kudos to Poshmark. I was so happy to see that someone with so much responsibility, enjoys doing e-commerce and finds an outlet with Poshmark so she can unwind and just it regenerates. You should see her when she speaks. She likes the FBI, but you should see her, how happy
Sure.
she was there, with her outfit and so forth. It was really nice, Doug.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great story. I like it. Now I was going to tell you is like, obviously I've done a ton of events. I've done a lot of seller events, mostly eBay. I
Yeah.
was a little nervous about this one because I'd heard how different it was, but it was great. I mean, the outfits were a little nicer overall, but that's probably the only thing. Otherwise, it was, everybody was cool. I knew some people,
Yeah.
a great event overall, but I relaxed after a bit. I was fine. I wore a tie for a few hours. It was okay.
You did great. Thank you for wearing a suit. We have a picture together that looks great, Doug. Thank you. You look amazing. I
No,
really
thank
like
you.
your suit. For those of you, Doug used, a suit for one of the, let's say, what do you say, soirees or meetings that we did for
Sure.
List Perfectly and with eBay. And I was like, no, 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 no. If you're using it for eBay, no, 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 you're using it for Poshmark. And so I asked Doug if he could wear his amazing suit for Poshmark, the PoshFest party, not for the whole event. Okay, so but thank you. And then it was amazing how well that you surprised me. So you were walking with these I don't know, I call it the mobile podcast study. Okay. I don't know. My team bought it. Doug said what we have to buy, and then the team makes it happen. And then I see him walking with in his internal pocket of his blazer, he has what it is approximately like a very thick, like, do you remember the cell phones that we had back in the 90s? Okay, so kind of now, but half of the way, but still thick. Okay, and
Yeah.
some antennas. Okay, so Doug, can you help our audience, because you were walking with this? We were doing interviewing on the fly people and having so much fun with people that were so thankful to be in our List Perfectly community, and they love the Seller Community podcast.
Yeah, it's called a portable digital recorder, and
Uh-huh.
it's has microphones on it. It can take inputs. Bands can use them. You can plug into them. You can take
Wow.
an input directly from a speaker, and it's got a lot of different options. But it's handheld. It's not light, but it's not too heavy to weigh down a jacket, which is good. And then you just
Okay, don't believe it. Okay, it's very heavy. Okay, I'm not gonna have that thing in my blazer. No way. I can do that bag. Okay, but yes, okay. I love. It's a matter of perspective. Just
that's
saying.
right. I'm used to it. We used them at eBay. I'll have mine.
Yeah.
The only thing is sometimes TSA doesn't like it because it looks like a taser.
Oh
So
no.
sometimes it gets pulled out and looked at, but
I'm glad you made it with it. And it's not the $25 Panasonic portable recorder,
no,
right?
it's not. It's a good one. It's one of the best you can get.
I love it. Well, thank you for doing that because we were able to just go to a corner where still the conference is going and interview Poshmark sellers, incredible members of our community and having their experience. We even have Poshmark speakers sharing their experience. And even Nina is going to share with you incredible. At one moment, she says that she stutters and
Yeah.
and of course, I'm all because I had stuttered. I started until 20, so I felt so I felt the empathy going to me, and I was so impressed with Nina. What an inspiration, her speech. And then again, thank you for the support to this perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. She was very well spoken and you wouldn't have been able to tell, but thanks to her for sharing her story. It's always inspiring when you hear things like that.
Yeah.
Um, but we will definitely hear from her and some other sellers. Anything to add, Clara, before we move on?
I would say, we're very lucky that this event was held. For those of you that have never attended a PoshFest, the one of the things that does Poshmark very differently from eBay is that they include the event on the hotel, so you don't have to
Yeah.
leave the premises. So you can attend the event, take a break in your room, and then go back to the next session. Then you go to the hotel restaurant, but you don't have to, you're not missing anything of the session because literally steps away. So well done for the Royal Sonesta. I thought their team, I thought the event was very well planned. The third party company, I don't know, okay, but I did ask Manish. It was very well done organizing the PoshFest event from audio capabilities, from video, from the tables, from the banners they have to put on the hotel because you can only put it for a certain amount of time that you can,
Yeah.
literally put it in at night, and then, you have to
Yeah.
take it out, the next night, something like that, right? So it was very well done, great choice, great investment. I asked the community, they loved it. Everybody was happy. I would say the breakfast, the best day wasn't ideal, okay? But I think they made it at the following day. So that was amazing. And then the first day we have some sandwiches. They were very good. The food was great. And then they gave us, they give you, okay, the opposite of eBay, okay? Or I don't know, it was open bar, but I was in LA, okay? But
Yeah.
they give you, I couldn't even they gave me 4 coupons for alcohol, which I only could do 2, okay? But, okay, if you order sparkling water, that counts also as one of your tickets.
Hmm.
And then they have a food truck in the back that I went to see it. There was a little line, okay, for being just who were like what, maybe 200 people
Yeah.
or more on the Posh Fest. So I thought that one food truck maybe wasn't enough, all right. But other than that, it was great. The line was not impossible, Doug. So that was great. So that would be something that I would love to add. That was very convenient and well done with the party. It was well done, and you had a very nice room. If the music was, which I'm almost 50, okay?
Yeah.
So
That's
it
what I
was,
was going to say.
so if you think that the music is too loud, okay, you could still have a conversation on an open patio, okay? Or you could go to the front and you still had a hallway and you could still take pictures with like Poshmark. Oh,
Yeah.
what about the Posh booth that we are in Poshmark page, Doug?
Yeah.
We
That was
are in
fun.
the Posh Fest. Can you believe the team LP is there? I couldn't believe that was amazing. Thank you. I feel so happy. We were being goofies ourselves. They
Yeah.
had such a fun booth where you could choose your props and then, you could take pictures. But of course, at Team LP, we decided to take a team picture. So that was amazing. Now, another thing, they have a 360 camera, and this camera is rotating around you. So it was really nice, the additional things they have, okay, when you attend the event. It's worth every penny.
Yeah, no, it was great. The closing party was great and fun. And like you said, I would have preferred more 80s music, but that's always me. I did dance with
That's
some
beautiful.
sellers to a Britney Spears song. So
Oh, you're courageous. Okay. You are, yes, you're so brave. Okay. But no, no, no. I can't do I did it again. Okay. No, 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 no. I can't do it back. Okay. That's there is a limit. Okay.
you did it the first time, you don't need to do it again.
But no, that was fun. Yes. Okay, Poshmark people, if you could please a little for us. Okay, at least 5 minutes, maybe,
Yeah,
in the beginning of the party, But that was nice because they did put, okay, earlier music with the fashion show. They did
that
a
was cool.
second hand successful. I loved it. With that fashion show was incredible, Doug. And they did put retro music on that show.
There you go. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. That was a nice touch. Very poshy.
Yes, we couldn't dance it, unfortunately. So next time we want it on the fashion show, on the secondhand fashion show, and we want it on the dancing. Okay, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, maybe one from the 80s, one from the 90s, so we can make everybody
Exactly.
happy, right?
A couple songs.
Hey, we can start with one, and then we can increase it, right?
Despacito. Well, all right. So PoshFest 2022 was great. It was a success. I think things are looking good for Poshmark. I'm looking forward to next year. And
Me too.
it was good to get out of my eBay bubble.
Me too. I hope that next time it's not going to be on Houston, Texas, because wow, there is so much construction on the airport. It says I have to take off from the gate E, but the gate E is under construction. So there is no signs, nobody tells you.
Oof.
And the few signs, okay, is like very, very, very hard to see. In that nobody tells you that you cannot even get from D to E. So you
Mm.
gotta go to C. So I had to.
Oh, man.
Oh, Daggy, I was so lucky that I went early, and that was no problem. But it was a little complex. Something that should take 30 minutes ended up taking like literally 1 hour and 10 minutes to figure it out. And I was so lucky that I have an incredible driver, being very patient because I have to go ask, and you really have to have like your driver, because you're leaving
Yeah.
all your stuff there. So I have to, and it wasn't not even close where you can park and get in because there is nobody from the airport or at the sidewalk. So it was challenging. I'm glad that I left at 5:50 a.m. My airplane took off at 10.
Wow. Yeah, you never know with some of these airports how much you're going to have to walk, and sometimes it's a surprise, and some of them have trams. And I did
Yeah.
a couple airports on the way back, and the first one was tough. It was a lot of walking. Second
Uh-huh.
one had the trams, so that was good.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Clara. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you to the whole Poshmark team. PoshFest 22 was an awesome event.
Congratulations. What a success. And can't wait to see them next year. And all of you, whether you're a Posh seller or a Posh ambassador or a Posh, supporting a Posh seller, we'll see you next year. What an incredible event. If you haven't attended, it's worth the investment. And it's just an incredible opportunity to feel the energy, and it's not about maybe just everything about the presentations, but the power of networking of these events, like Manish said. So community, community, community.
Definitely. Definitely.